Hey there, everyone. It's Vozul Heights, and I want to talk to you, actually tell you a story about this one time I went door to door selling, but this was back in high school. We weren't really selling anything. Uh, I'll explain. So, back in high school, we were trying to raise money for our robotics club, and we were trying, many different ways to do this. We had online campaigns where people were donating from abroad. We were going to local businesses and just saying, "Hey, is the owner in?" and just trying to convince them. And we spoke to philanthropists, business owners, and we did a whole bunch of different things. And one of the things that we did that I wanted to try before doing it, the thing that absolutely fascinated me, and still to this day, it's so interesting, is using words to convince someone to sell the product, but in our case, give us money, right? Could we go door to door with, no proof that we were even involved in the robotics club, no proof that we were even eligible or responsible, and see if we could just use our words to get these individuals on the other side of the door to hand us cash. And they didn't know what we were doing with the cash. We told them that it was going to the robotics club, but we could have spent it on anything. We didn't. It all went to the robotics club. We were good kids, but they didn't know that. We didn't have an ID. We didn't have proof. So this is a story about that. And it started off, we wrote up two different sheets of paper. One basically outlined what we were going to use the money for, and the other was an 8.5 by 11, just explaining who we are, what we do, what's going on, who are we? And I remember this so vividly, it's kind of bizarre. We go up to the first door on the block, knock, dogs bark, person opens the door. Hey, I'm Vozul, this is Sam. We're from the robotics club, whatever. This is the sheet of paper that shows us what we are. This is the sheet of paper that tells you, if you can donate. If you get a chance, we'd love to, ask for your help or whatever. And then we closed the door. And it kind of just felt like we just said all this information real quick, didn't know what order to put it in, didn't know how to say it, and then just shoved it all in his face and closed the door. And I remember just as the door closed, I remember walking away and looking at Sam and going, we got to leave with money next time. We could be the best sellers in the world, and if we don't get that order number, if we don't get that confirmation and write it in pencil or write it in pen now, they're not going to do it. They're barely going to do it when we're here. What's going to force them, or what's going to make them do it later when we're not? Nothing. So I told Sam, all right, next door, we got to leave with money. We have to. We have to say it in a way that we leave with money. And the pair of us, so Sam was the head of the robotics club, and I was in charge of fundraising. And I had the sales and people experience, and I could answer questions about what the money was going to, how we're going to spend it, what is the plan, the next few steps we're taking. And Sam was the technical guy. He could answer any question about the robot, what we're doing, where we're going for competitions, what our success rate was, what every little bit and piece about the robot was. And together, we could cover any question that they answered. And so it was a pretty good match. And so I said, all right, next door, we gotta leave with money. I don't care what it takes. We have to leave with money. So I open up the door, knock, door opens. It's this gentleman. Hi. What do you want? and we gave him a spiel that was more just conversational. It wasn't a spiel. It was us talking to him, saying, hey, we're students from our school. We're trying to raise money for robotics club so that we can keep up with these other teams that get donations from Google and Apple because they're in the city, they're all near their HQ, and we're not. And this is what it's going to. You said you're from that school, huh? Yeah, we're from the school. All right, who's your PE teacher? Well, that'd be Mr. Watson. All right. Gave us 100, closed the door. And from then on, we were on fire. Next house we went to, boom, another 30, 40, 50 bucks. Next house, same thing. And by the end, because we just case the entire block. And I forget, we calculated the amount of money we're making per hour, which wasn't a whole lot, but it was pretty decent for going door to door and just talking to people. And it was a couple hundred or 106, gosh, I don't remember, but a few $100 per hour that we were getting just from going door to door. And it got to the point where by the end of this whole thing, because we didn't have a lot of additional time to do this. This was towards the end of the year. And we were able to, by the end, look at a row of houses, look to the left, look to the right. Okay, they have a new roof. There's shoes outside. There's a bike with kids stuff out there. They have a nice mowed lawn, 2-car garage with a car parked out front. And we were able to just effectively target market, right? Pick out the specific houses that in our mind, we had looked at the houses that had given us money in, prior and said, okay, this is kind of what the profile looks like. This is what our customer looks like. And that's what we did. We just went to the houses, on 10 houses on this side, 10 houses on this side. We'd pick 3 or 4 or 5 of them and we'd get money from every single one. It was unreal. The success rate was in the 90% range. I mean, this is unheard of. This is ridiculous. And we were just 2 kids going around like, oh, okay, they have a nice car, they must have money, or, ooh, they just got their roof done. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean they just spent a lot of money on their roof and they don't have enough money to spare? Or does that mean they have enough money to spend for a roof? I don't know. Look at it 2 ways. And we began just analyzing everything. And it was insane. I mean, quite honestly, anyone that opened the door that was conscious, at least, that said hello, we were able to convert into some sort of cash that they just gave us. I mean, no one gave us a check. They gave us money. We could have spent it on anything. We didn't, but oh my gosh. And unbelievable amount of fun. What an unbelievable experience. And I wanted to share that with you in case it gets you, ideas that failure is okay, right? In the beginning, the first house, we didn't make it. And I think the second house, we didn't make it either. And the third house was I think this was like 3 or 4 years ago, so you have to forgive me. But I think the third house was the first house that gave us the 100, and then we were off. Because the first house, we said it too fast. The second house, we didn't explain everything. And the third house was the one. And I mean, from there, we were off. And this was part of my senior project, and I had just one unbelievable time. So I wanted to share it with you in case it gave you ideas about, what door-to-door kind of looks like in a way. I mean, we weren't selling a product. We were just selling ourselves and selling if you're a kid or a student, if you're a student, use it to your advantage. So in our spiel, because we tried many different versions, people responded to us saying we were students. They responded to us saying that we needed help. We would appreciate your help. We would be so grateful. Whatever you're able to do, we would love. And I mean, we had people that would invite us in and say, Harold, come here, talk to these kids. Oh, would you guys want some water? Oh, you're so cute. Oh, come here. And Harold, get in here. And just like multiple times where we would go in and give our spiel and talk to them and have a conversation. And it worked. It's unbelievable. Anyway, that's the story about me going door to door back in high school. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, think other people would be motivated to go out and maybe do something similar, or at least get their passions up and running. Please share it, like, subscribe. If you want more of this content, let me know in the comments below. And have a great day. That's it.